What's going on, EHA? It's Wills. Hope y'all are doing okay today. I've been asked quite frequently lately about how to map steering wheel to Mame and Teknoparrot. I used to have a video up. It was actually one of my live videos. I did about 10 games on one of those. Well, that all got taken away when the Wills login account got suspended, so I kind of lost everything, but I'm gonna make a quick video on how to do that for the wheel, whether you have EHA's wheel or whichever one you want. First thing you're gonna do before you start any of your games, no matter what wheel you're in, make sure it's on and stuff. So I've got my EHA wheel here. Obviously it's on. Second thing you wanna do after you turn it on is make sure that it is in PC mode. So this one's got a PC and a PS3. Other wheels will have Xbox mode or whichever. As long as the wheel has a PC mode or it's able to work for Windows 10, you should be good to go. Just make sure it's on and in PC mode. If it's in PS3, it won't register the inputs. Also, if you don't turn it on and then start the game and then plug it in, it may not work as well there either. So make sure it's on, make sure you're in PC mode. And I'm gonna go ahead and start with the main game. I've got Ridge Racer 2 up here. So I'm gonna put the phone in my little cradle thing so y'all can hopefully see. Let me scoot it on up here and get it a little bit better for you guys to see. So now that I've got it going, this is in Mame, of course. So you can either use Arcade Classics or the racing wheel. You're gonna go player one start and right to pull up your switches. Make sure y'all can see this. You're gonna go to input this machine and hit start. So the three things you're worried about on mapping wheel, you're looking at your steering wheel analog, you're looking at your gas pedal analog, and a brake pedal analog. Sometimes it'll say pedal 1 and pedal 2, but those are the only three things you need to worry about. The analog increase and decrease for each of these, don't worry about it. You can either have none or not have them set up, it doesn't matter. So the first thing I'm gonna do is gonna come down here to steering wheel analog, press the start button, clears it out, and then I'm going to my wheel and I'm turning it left or right. Doesn't matter which way, as long as something populates there, which in this case it says Joy 1 wheel access, then your wheel is mapped. Again, leave the analog, the increase and decrease alone. Then I'm coming to gas pedal. So this is where it gets kind of tricky, with Mame at least. So I'm gonna clear it out, and then you're gonna have to basically do this 3 times. So if you press the gas pedal once, it's gonna register it as the axis or whatever it's queued as. So in this case, it's axis 1. You're gonna clear it out again, so player 1 start, press it again, you should come with a plus, which there it is. So axis 1 plus. That's not what you're looking for. When you're pushing down on a pedal, you're basically going in a negative direction. So you want it to say negative on it. So that's the second time. You're gonna clear it out again. Third time's the charm. There's your minus. That's what you needed to say for minus. First time, it's just, we'll say the axis. Second time will be a positive. Third time will be a minus. What you want is the minus. So then I'll come down here to brake pedal. Again, I'll clear it out. First time, regular. Wait, no, that's gas pedal. I need to do brake pedal. Let me try that again. Clear it out. Brake pedal is axis 2. Actually, let me go ahead and just clear that out first. Start over again. So brake is axis 2, just regular. Clear it out. Second press will be your plus. Clear it out. Third time's the charm. There's my minus. So those are the only 3 things you need to worry about mapping to the wheel. The rest of it is up to you. So every game is different. So for instance, for me, like coin 1, so the coin 1 start, instead of having to come up to the control panel and coin something, I will use one of the buttons on the wheel. So I usually do the select button, and there it says it's button 9. And then usually there's a start. I don't see a start on here, but if I did start, I would just make it the start button on the wheel. It's probably just pressing the gas is gonna start the game. And the only thing else that I would do up here is shifting up, down, left, right. So I will just do that to my D-pad on my wheel. So shift down, I'm gonna say is down. Shift up is gonna be up. Shift left is gonna be left D-pad, and you see down, up, left. This one, as you guessed it, it's gonna say hat switch right, or R. Clutch pedal, there is no clutch pedal on my particular wheel setup. I just have the 3 pedals. So I mean, typically in these games I won't be doing manual transmission, but you never know. So I've mapped everything except for the analog increase and decrease, which you don't touch. And then if there's a service or a test, you don't really mess with those either. So this will be all that I touch for this particular game. So it's set up. Let me go to return to previous menu, return to machine, and let me sit down here and see if what I did worked, which it should. Let me try and pull the camera back a little so you can kind of see it a little better. Let me coin up, which is working. Pick the transmission, which I'll go with automatic. Sure enough, pressing the pedal starts. Let's go with novice race. Pedal seems to be working. Yeah, this is Ridge Racer 2 on Arcade Classics. And it's working. I played the heck out of this on PlayStation 1. Controls are a little stiff, but that's okay. Larson, I don't think has a problem with the stiff controls, right, man? But it plays great. Gas pedal works. We hit the brake real quick. Sure enough, that breaks it down. Gas pedal again. There we go. A little drift. And so yeah. Again, having a wheel for racing games, you just gotta do it. It's just necessary. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and stop real quick. Actually, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pause the game. So again, to pause the game, it's gonna be start, joystick down, and I'm gonna open back up the menu. So in case you wanna change sensitivity or anything for your machine, what you'll do is you'll come down to dips. I'm trying to think, I don't think it's dip switches. Oh, analog controls, there it is. So you've got steering wheel, speed, auto center, reverse, and which you can mess with those if you want. I typically don't. What you want to mess with is sensitivity. So here's your steering wheel sensitivity. So if you want it to be where you have to turn the wheel a lot to turn the car, you'll turn your sensitivity down. Right now by default, it's at 100. So I kind of like having it that way. I mean, if I do want to turn it down, I may go down to like maybe say 80 or so. But again, different strokes for different strokes, right? So steering wheel sensitivity you'll mess with. The gas pedal and brake pedal sensitivity, I don't ever mess with. I always make that 100 because, I mean, when you want it down, you want to push it down, right? But again, if you're one of those where you want to just barely touch the pedal, you know, and it moves, you know, that's at 100. Or if you want to have to shove it down a lot for it to move, you may want to turn your sensitivity down. But I typically just don't mess with the gas or brake pedal sensitivity. The only thing I would mess with is the steering wheel sensitivity and then sometimes the auto center speed. But right now, I like it how it is. Cruising USA's, I usually leave it. But if you are into that, that's the menu you're gonna go to. When you're done, go down to return to previous menu, start button, takes you back again. That's analog controls. Input this machine. Always do input this machine to do your stuff for this particular arcade ROM. If you do input general, it does it for everything on there. Never go under, ever, ever, ever. Okay, so that's it for Mame. Again, 3 things. You're looking for steering wheel analog, and then just as long as it says access, you're good. And then for your brake and your gas pedals, you're looking for it to say minus. And it typically for Mame will take 3 presses. Okay, every racing game I've done so far. So that's it for Mame. I'm gonna go ahead and return to machine. I'm gonna just back out. Do it again. So now I'm gonna go to Teknoparrot. So without shutting down Hyperspin or anything like that, I'm gonna press player 1 start, hold it, and then up on player 2 joystick. Let me get you a little bit closer here so you can hopefully see this. So it pulls up your Windows button and your bottom bar. So I'm gonna use my trackball as a mouse, and I'm gonna go into Teknoparrot, which is the icon right here. Open that up, and it'll open up Teknoparrot. So I will go to a racing game I know I have it mapped, which I think I haven't done the Wacky Racers. So I'll go to Wacky Racers. You're gonna go to game settings first, and see it's on direct input, which is fine. And then I usually leave it on medium low or medium for, again, this is your sensitivity for Teknoparrot. So it's got your wheel and pedal sensitivity, so I leave them alone. If I want the wheel more sensitive, I'll change it to say medium high or instant. I'll just leave it on default for now, and then I just play and tinker with it so it's different for Teknoparrot. So I'll go back to hit back because I didn't change anything, and then I'll go to controller setup. So it looks like I have actually set this one, but I'll just clear it out and I will remap. I guess I did play this with my kids and didn't realize it, but it is what it is. Actually, no, I'm gonna go back because I took off test and I didn't mean to do that. Yeah, test and service I leave alone, but coin, start, wheel axis, gas, brake, view change, and lever. Okay, so just going in order. So the coin button, you're using the mouse button that's up here. Okay, you're not doing player one start because these are mouse controls, so you're having to clear it out with your mouse button. So left click for coin. I'm gonna have my select button on my racing wheel, which is there. And then to start, go down, highlight, press start. I'm gonna press the start button on my wheel, which is there. And so now you come down to wheel axis, just like you do in Mame, highlight it, and just turn the wheel left or right. Now here in Teknoparrot, instead of just saying wheel axis, it'll change. If you go to the right, it's positive. If you go to the left, it's negative. I'm gonna try and get this a little bit closer so you guys can see that. If you can, hopefully you can zoom in, I'm sorry about that, but right is positive, left is negative. As long as either shows up for your wheel, you're good to go. All right, so now this is where it's different. So if you go for gas, in Teknoparrot, you're gonna have to do something different in Mame. Mame, again, you had to press it 3 times, correct? So for Teknoparrot, if you push down on the gas pedal, see it already goes to negative and you're thinking, oh sweet, it's already negative. I only gotta press it once, no big deal. As soon as you let go of the pedal, uh-oh, it went to positive. Because that's still technically registering as a keystroke. So what you're gonna have to do is you want minus, just like you do in Mame, only how do I get minus to stay? Because every time I let go of the pedal, it goes back to plus. Okay, so here's your trick. Hold your pedal down. I've got minus showing. And then I'm gonna go to say, view change, and then highlight it. So now that's showing, and when I let go of it, notice how the negative stayed for the gas, which is what I wanted, but then it populated the plus when I let go, because again, that's a keystroke. So now it's saying when I let go of the gas, that will be my view changer, but you can change that later. What you want, again, is this to show as a negative. So that's how you get around it in Teknoparrot. Mame, you just had to clear it out 3 times, and the third press, it gave you the minus. Here, it's still actively registering a keystroke. So we'll do the same thing for the brake. You're gonna highlight it. I'm gonna press down on the brake pedal. Move the cursor away so you can, so it says Y minus. Now if I let go, it changes to a plus because I didn't switch it to something else. So since it's still active, I'll push it again. I've got my minus. Now I'm gonna move the mouse down and press the left click to highlight this function and then let go of the pedal. And even though it's a plus there, I can change that out because what I've got is the desired minus for the gas and minus for the brake. So now for a view change, I can highlight it and then you clear it out, so now it doesn't matter. And so for my view change, I'm gonna press, we'll just go with up on my D-pad on my wheel. And then for my lever, which is I guess your power move or something, left click, that is gone, and I'll just have it be my R3 button. So there you go. So that's mapped now for wacky racers. Everything's mapped with the wheel. Extremely important thing, once you are done with this, don't hit back. If you hit back, all your work is for naught. You don't want to do that. So when you get done changing, there's save settings. Super important. Just left click your settings. It will even tell you up here, successfully saved your controls. So you go back to the main wheel here, and now if you want to double check, go back to controller setup. Everything is there the way I mapped it. But you have to click save settings first. Otherwise, you'll have to do it all over again. So now I can hit back because it is saved. And then I can either launch the game from here if I want, but since I didn't kill hyperspin, all I really need to do is go up, hit the X out of here, and I'm back in hyperspin. Again, that's the thing of using the control panel instead of using a keyboard. So I'll be back out of the racing wheel. I'll scroll up to Teknoparrot. Go into that. There's Wacky Racers. Let me turn it down just a bit. Go ahead and start Wacky Racers. Let it do its little load up here. Let me scoot it back just a bit so you can kind of get more of a screenshot. Hop in my little makeshift ghetto cockpit, but it gets the job done. And we'll see, you need to add coins. Press my coin button, it works. Then press the start button I'm at. That worked. So let's see, who do I want it to be? We'll do the Meme machine. Gas pedal. It's not full menu, but that's okay. I can fix that later. But the thing is, I'm turning the wheel to the right, taking it. When I let go to the left, each turn does a spot there. So I will select that. Well, now it's main screen. It was just that, I guess. Gas pedal down. Here we go. And I'm using the wheel. My sound has gotten really low on my arcade. I gotta mess with master volume to see if something's happening because I have this dial almost all the way full. And for those of you with machines already, you know the sound of this is just blistering. So, oh boy. But there you go. It works. Using the steering wheel for Teknoparrot and Mame games. Just follow those steps, all right? So I'm gonna go ahead and just end this video here. It's about 16 minutes long. I wanted it to be short and sweet. If you have any questions, please let me know. Hopefully this helps you for new people with wheels, or you're getting a wheel, or you're stuck with something. I've answered some DMs and stuff about it, so I wanted to do this anyway for the group. Hopefully this helps. If you guys have any questions, again, let me know. Y'all take care, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.